Alright, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to break down one of the single most important documents you'll need if you're looking for residency in Spain. It's called the Padrón, and trust me, understanding this can make all the difference.
Okay, let's just dive right in. For anyone trying to regularize their status through Arraigo social or whatever path, this is the fundamental question you have to answer. It's not good enough to just say you've been here. You have to prove it, officially. And that right there is the heart of the whole challenge. The entire process, really, it all hinges on your ability to hand over undeniable, official proof that you've been physically in the country for a certain amount of time. And for a lot of people, that's the biggest wall they'll hit.
So let's think about this whole thing like a puzzle. You need to collect all these different pieces of evidence to build a complete, convincing picture for the immigration authorities. The question is, where do you even begin to find those pieces?
Well, it turns out, among all the possible pieces you could find, there's one that acts as the cornerstone for the whole thing. This one document is the official record of your time here, and knowing how to use it is literally the key to solving the entire puzzle.
So let's get to the solution, because this is it. It's called the Padrón Municipal. Now, it might just sound like boring paperwork, but like we're about to see, it is probably the most powerful tool you have in your entire application.
So, what is it exactly? Well, simply put, the Padrón is the official list of everybody who lives in a town. It's managed by the local town hall, the Ayuntamiento. And here's the crucial part. Spanish law says that every single person living in Spain has the right to be on this list, no matter what their immigration status is.
And you really have to get this distinction because it's absolutely vital. Registering on the Padrón does not give you legal residency. It's not a visa, it's just an administrative registration. But what it does do is create an official, dated record of your address. And that proof of physical presence, that's the exact piece of evidence the immigration office is looking for.
So you might be wondering, how does this simple registration at your local town hall become such a critical piece of evidence for a national residency application? Let's connect those dots.
Well, a lot of the paths to regularization, like the famous Arraigo social, require you to prove that you've been living in Spain continuously for a set amount of time, and very often, that number is 3 years. The Padrón is the #1 official document you use to prove that timeline.
Now, when you apply, you're not just going to show your current registration. Nope. Immigration is going to ask for something called a Certificado Histórico de Empadronamiento. This is the golden ticket. It's one single report that shows your entire Padrón history, every single place you've been registered in Spain and for how long.
And this is brilliant because it shows you how the system is designed to track you. When you move to a new town and register, the old one gets canceled automatically. But it's not deleted. It just becomes part of your history. So what immigration cares about isn't that you stayed in one spot, but that you were always registered somewhere in Spain without any big unexplained gaps.
Okay, now we have to talk about the pitfalls. Because keeping that Padrón history clean and continuous is everything. And a few simple mistakes can, unfortunately, create huge problems for you down the road.
So the main thing here is you have to be meticulous. Register the second you get settled. Every single time you move, your top priority should be to go to the new Ayuntamiento so you don't create a gap that somebody has to question later. And please, remember, the Padrón is critical, but it's not a silver bullet. It proves you are here, but you still have to meet all the other requirements.
So let's pull all this together. You have to start seeing your Padrón registration not as some bureaucratic chore you have to do, but as a strategic part of building your entire future in Spain. That's the mindset shift.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? A clean, gap-free historical Padrón. It gives your application its structure, its credibility. It's the official story of your commitment to living here, giving the authorities a clear, reliable timeline they can trust. Look, if you take just one thing away from all this, let it be this. Treat your Padrón registration with the seriousness it deserves. I mean, from day one. It's so much more than just a proof of address. It is the foundation of the evidence of your life and your history in Spain.
So, as you look to the future, especially with things like potential regularization processes on the horizon, the question you need to be asking yourself is this: is my official record complete? Is it accurate? Is my Padrón telling the strong, continuous story it needs to tell? Because the time to make sure that story is perfect is right now.